There we go. All right. All right. Tomorrow's a new day. How how's everybody doing? Live Farm 73 here. Yes, it's late night. So this is late night, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna answer some questions to the best of my ability. Hey, my Renaissance grandma, how you doing? What you doing up this late? I'm going to try to answer some questions because I was just going through my all my comments, and I'm seeing a pattern, and I want to get just answer it to the best of my ability. Let's see who we got in here. Hey, Rashawn, how you doing? Ooh, Felicia, how you doing? Karen, Lives, how you doing? Fatima, how y'all doing today? It's good to see you. All right, I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on right off the bat, so you don't gotta wait around. Hey, Q Dub and Simply, who was that? La Portia, how you doing? Love her home, I think it said. I can't see that. It's dark in here. I had to cut on some extra lights. Okay, let's see who we got. Hey, Clyde, how you doing? Hey, Talia, Back Porch Gardener, how you doing? Wow, it's been a long time. Sacred Homemaker, how you doing? Janice, Love Thorn, I think that is. Okay, what's going on? Art Mays, Pinky Simpson. Okay, will you give the info for your other groups? Those groups, my private group is private. Um, and at the moment, we're not accepting any new members into our camp club. So and the way we have it, we have to vote on who comes and who goes. So right now, we don't have any openings in our camp club group, and one of the things I want to get that out of the way. One of the things that we do, if you don't have a channel, we don't know who you are, and it's just a little letter on your thumbnail. It's no way we can even know who you are to even begin to start the process. Okay, so Mr. Sweet says, I literally just got done watching uh, so many different projects, but trying to make some decisions. Okay, now here's the deal. We're going to talk about solar. We're going to talk about solar right now, and the reason why I'm talking about solar and so late is because I got so many comments all at one time. I guess everybody is starting to come around and realize that uh, it ain't a lot. We're spoiled. It ain't a lot we can do without electricity right now. If the lights go out, you may have some trouble. So what we're talking about is, what do you need? I'm going to ask you this question. What do you need? It's 100 people watching me right now. Out of all the people watching me, how many people are interested in purchasing a solar power generator and you don't know where to start? Because that's what this is about. You want to get on board with solar power generator and you don't know where to start. Okay, who we got here? Okay, Ann. Okay, Back Porch Gardener. Okay, all right. Farmer Seedlings. Okay, how you doing, Marcia? Liv says not sure whether I should do generator or small off grid system. Okay, all right, all right. Pretty much everybody. Maryland. STA, okay. Let me see. All right. So this is what I'm gonna ask you. As a matter of fact, do me a favor and either go get your smart device, your iPad, your second phone, or a pencil and paper. You're gonna need it. Mr. Sweet says, I want to buy a solar generator, but I know I can build one myself. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all with that. Felicia says, I need to know what's compatible with my EcoFlow Pro, other systems and panels. You need to know what's compatible. See, that's why I'm here tonight, because that's the kind of questions I've been getting. There's like no such thing. EcoFlow, the units themselves are totally universal, meaning you got MC4 connectors and you have AC plugs and AC adapters. That's it. No weird, funny business. You got XT60s or XT90 connections in the back to hook that to solar. It's you can hook that pretty much to anything. How you doing, Samuel? Marilyn says, I have a small jackery, but I know it's not enough. The reason I'm telling you that is people are buying solar power generators and have no idea that, okay, if you buy a older, I have a little baby jackery right here. I'll show you. I have a little baby jackery. See that little guy? That's the Jackery 250. Um, that one needs an 8 millimeter barrel plug. How you doing, Boss Hog? That one needs an 8 millimeter barrel plug. So when you start dealing with all these different brands, I'm trying to think like, is it Anchor? No, it's not Anchor. I can't remember. I think it's like Pecron got their own kind of connections, and DJI DJI have their own connections that you got to do weird stuff for, and uh it's a couple of different ones that's one of the main reasons I don't deal with that, because if your company comes out with proprietary adapters, what you're doing is you're telling me immediately I can only survive if you let me. Uh my Renaissance grandma said, is it best to purchase higher wattage solar panels or 100-watt solar panels? It all depends on your unit. Now, I have a lot of 100-watt panels, and that's because it's easier for me to move them around. Now, if you have them on the ground, let me just put it to you like this. For my setup, I have a lot of 100-watt panels. Now, I am about to move into getting bigger panels because now I'm about to start making everything permanent, like setting up a permanent grid. Now, once you start setting up a permanent grid, I'm going to build a rack and put 450-watt panels on it. Now, with that, you can't plug those into anything. You got to watch your wattage. I mean your voltage. You got to watch those volts and amps. And you got to make sure that your unit can bring in that much. If not, you will fry something. Let me see. Okay. So after your last live, I checked Harbor Freight. The price jumped to about $125. Okay, okay. Pecron has MC4 and XT60. They didn't used to. I still have all the older Pecron units, and they had this big weird box that I told them, listen, Pecron is good. But in the beginning, when it came with these gigantic power packs, I told them, listen, I'm not going to show people that. That's not, I can't present that as efficient. It's just, and then the fan never shut off inside of it, and it was loud, and I just couldn't show it. Good unit, still works great, and the newer units are very impressive. But you know, if they use XT60s and stuff now and MC4s, congratulations to them, because I'm going to say this, they sold themselves really short because they had a really powerful unit. The older ones, just wow, were they behind in the AC plug adapter. They should have put that big monster power pack thing and put it inside the unit instead of you lugging that thing around everywhere. I lost, and then it screw in with. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. Good unit, just ridiculously complicated. Like, for instance, like DJI. I really like DJI. I got DJI everything, cameras and everything else. The problem is you came out with your first unit with all proprietary wiring. Like, this can't connect to anything else. You can't. You got to have a certain kind of panel, a certain kind of this. I can't listen. As much as I like DJI, I can't bring that to the people and tell them this is a good idea to purchase this, because it's not. It really is not. I like DJI, but I have refused to show people and lie to people. I'm not going to do it and tell them this is a good thing to buy. This is better than an EcoFlow, better than a Jackery, better than a Blue Eddy. I'm not telling people that because it wasn't at the time. I don't know if they've changed it. What's your recommendation for people who live in an apartment? I don't have a recommendation for people to live in an apartment, because the reason we're here today, tonight, is I can't tell you anything. Okay. Let me tell you. This is how this works, and I'm going to be as frank as I can. Okay, you asking me what do I suggest for a person living in an apartment is the same is just the same as asking me what kind of food should a person in an apartment choose to eat. Which is the best foods for a person that lives in an apartment? What should they buy from the grocery store? So the reason I'm telling you that is when you ask that type of question, that's what it sounds like, because that has nothing to do with you living in an apartment or not. Nothing. There is no way I can tell you what you need just because you live in an apartment or a home. Now, this is what I will say. Okay, let's narrow this down and break it down. Okay, TLC in the house. How you doing? Dave Busby. How y'all doing? Okay. What the reason I asked everybody to grab a piece of paper and a pencil. I want you to tell me what are your needs. Listen, let's play a game. Let's play a game. Look, I'm gonna play with you. Watch this. Okay. Y'all hold tight. This gonna get creepy. Okay. The lights just went out. We have a blackout. Okay, we just playing a game. The lights are out. What are your needs now that there is no electricity running through your house from the grid. What do you need? What is let me think. Let me see. Come on, cut it out. Seriously, okay? You need a water purifier because your lights went out. This is why I'm asking this question, because I need you to think. Your lights went out. What things inside your home do you need to have electricity running to? It's it's a priority. No, you don't need a flashlight to run. What inside of your home needs electricity at all costs? Oh my goodness. No, listen, please, everybody, listen. I see one. I need what's your name? Felicia Wilcoxon says, I need power to run my refrigerator. I didn't ask everybody, what are you going to do if your lights go out? I said, what do you need power to go to? Okay, I see a nebulizer. Now we talking. Refrigerator. I think you're saying you need your deep well pump to run. Okay. Refrigerator. Um, okay, you may need light. I'll give you that. A freezer. Okay, deep freezer, refrigerator. Okay, CPAP. There you go, boss hog. Okay, a lot of people have CPAPs. I was waiting for that one. Communication. That's a good one, Ladybug. Uh, you need your refrigerator. Okay, CPAP. Okay, ancient medical equipment. Can you be more descriptive? Okay. It doesn't matter what type of weather it is. Your lights are out. Your electricity won't be on for a week. We're playing a game right now. That's why I'm in the dark. I'm pretending that my lights are out. No. What do you need electricity? Electricity to run. That's a good one. Oxygen machine. Fan, that's a good one. Refrigerator. Okay, to charge your cell phone, that's a good one. Fans, okay. Back porch gardener. See, this ain't as simple as you think. I want you to look around your house. That's a good one. Michael Diggs. Is it Michelle? Michelle. Okay, Michelle says heat. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Let me see. TLC in the garden says fridge, USB lights, keep phones and tablets charged. Okay, fan, heat. Um, I I wouldn't use electricity for the stove. I wouldn't waste my electricity on to if you have an electric stove, I wouldn't waste my electricity doing that. You can go outside and light a fire on your barbecue grill. Charles, I don't I don't you need your garage door. Your garage door is a priority. Remember, we're in an emergency. The lights went out. What do you need to power? You need power to go to, or you're going to be in some serious trouble. How you doing, spiritual shift? Do you need security cameras? Is that a priority? Okay, ham radio. Okay. I would not waste my money. I would not waste my energy on an electric stove. An electric stove, even at its smallest, takes 1,500 to 1,800 watts to run an electric hot plate. No, let's start over. Let's start over. Let me cut this light on. Let's start over because I'm getting some answers that don't make any sense. The reason I'm doing this video this late at night, what made me just pop, listen, hey, you be honest with you. Look, it's my night to get my feet, uh, do my own little man cure, okay? And I'm sitting here getting my feet together, and I said, I better address this situation because people don't seem to get it, and they're going to be in some trouble. Yeah, I got to get get your feet right. Um, so the reason I'm doing this video is because you don't know. People don't know. And it seemed like it's second nature, but it's not. So right now, the answers that I'm getting clearly shows me um you really need to be thinking about this. You truly deeply need to be thinking about and writing down right now. Look, stop for a second, everybody. Stop for a second. Look around your home, right where you sitting, wherever you sitting, in your bedroom, your office, whatever. Just look around. Look at yourself. Really, I'm serious. Look at yourself. What do I need electricity for if the lights go out? Once you start writing down everything that you need, now listen, need, not want, emergency, needs. You don't need your electric toothbrush to be running and charged because you can just manually brush your teeth, right? So it comes down to now you've really got to truly start thinking, using your head about, you don't think about cutting your fan on to stay cool. Let me see. Computer for work. See, maybe it maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me because I've been in so many emergencies that I've narrowed everything down and whittled everything down to simply emergency situations. Let me let me tell you something. Okay. All right. I don't know how much you love your job. All right. So I can't in an emergency situation. All of the electricity in the city has gone out. You need your laptop for work to do your job. You're thinking about going to work when you don't know how you're going to eat, keep your food cold. The reason I'm saying this, y'all, is because it seems like people don't get it. They don't get it. So they keep contacting me and asking me what should I do. And the first thing I said is better if I just do a video. And in this video, the question is simple. It's simple. And it's hard. It seems like it's hard for people to answer it. You say nothing at night. I'm going to sleep in it. Okay. You may have never been in an emergency before. Because let me tell you something about when the electricity goes out. When your power goes out, maybe it's just me. The last thing I can do is sleep. Because you got too many situations you got to deal with now. You got to keep your eye open because in the dark, now you got people might be snooping around your house, snooping around your area. Now you got to make sure everything is all the freezers doors shut, the refrigerators doors shut. Here's another one why you can't sleep. It's not that simple to go to sleep because in the middle of winter, you ain't got no heat. And in the middle of summer, now you boiling because your air conditioning is off. You just can't just turn over, pull a cover over you, and just go to sleep and say, I'll let somebody else think about it. Oh, no. Let me see. Thank you for that, Sam. The key word is emergency. Marsha says, I need a fan, AM/FM radio, small heater, nebulizer. Okay. Okay. Pepper Wilson says, Uncle Led, when I was in a blackout, I put tea candles in my electric stove burners, and use matches to light the candles. I cook very well. I also have an electric burner. Okay. What kind of system do I have? My system may not be for you. That's like, you trying to wear my clothes. My clothes may not fit you. I am King says, in an emergency, I need my refrigerator. That's a priority. Um, Keeping your food cold and preserved is a priority. You need to really truly, I mean, everybody that's watching me right now, okay, let's play a better game. Let's play a game that we play every single year. I need everybody that's watching me right now, man, pick a day that ain't nobody got to go to work, ain't nobody got to go to school. Your whole family is in the house. I'm serious. Get your family together and tell them, hey, we going to do a mock run of lights out. Okay? And I'm not kidding. Go cut the main power switch on your house, wherever your uh fuse box is. Go cut the main switch off. Cut the main switch off. You ain't gonna listen. Talking about it ain't gonna get you. The only way people gonna learn the truth of what they really need and what they really don't need and how they should be conducting themselves when the power go out, go cut that main power switch off and watch what happens. All of a sudden, your senses heighten. The temperature changes in the house because the AC ain't working, the HVAC ain't working. Or the house gonna start getting cold if it's wintertime because the HVAC ain't working. Now you got to start what's my priorities? What do I wish? Let me see. Um, okay. Your air conditioner, your air conditioner is not a priority. I know that sounds horrible. Your HVAC system is not a priority. If you are elderly, and babies can make it, but if you're elderly, you may need that cool air. So if you ask me, what I would do is get a small window unit, something like 5,000 BTUs, something small that doesn't use that much energy, or buy as many box fans as you can buy. Okay, because I promise you, let me see. Okay, uh, I don't know your name. I'm not gonna tear it up. See, I lived in the Poconos. Winter power loss was real. I had a wood burning fireplace for heat and cooking. We all slept in the living room. The entire house was electric. Well, septic were inoperable. Okay, okay. So elderlies are always cold from what I experienced. That ain't always true. What is your electrical need? If you're interested in purchasing a solar power generator, you're going to waste your money because you're going to go off and buy something small. Look, you're going to go off and buy something this big and think that this can keep your refrigerator running, and you're going to blow something up. Now, let's rewind the years. This has been about 6 or 7 years ago, 6, 7, 8 years ago, whatever it's been now. I had this little generator, which I still keep with me at all times. It's out here in my bug out trailer. It's like a 100 watt hour little solar generator with a NOAA radio on it, weather radio, little flashlight. Okay, let's get into it. When I first introduced that little Go Power Plus solar generator, let me tell you something. People started plugging that thing into refrigerators, deep freezers, air conditioners, and they were blowing them up and catching them on fire. And they were coming to me and saying, "This thing doesn't work. This thing almost caught my house on fire." And I kept telling them, "Why are you trying to plug a 100 watt hour that ain't too much farther from this, that you little charge your little cell phone with? Why are you trying to run your refrigerator off of this? Why are you trying to run your air conditioner off of this? That's not what that's for." So you can't just go off of what I say purchase. I told people, hey, they're on sale for like $10. But I didn't say go start trying to jump your car with this thing. Okay. What people need to know is, how much power do you have? What's your priorities? What things need to okay, let me give you a little cheat sheet. Okay. I'm in my cabin. And right now, every day, I do this every day. That's why I'm trying not to sound like I'm looking down my nose at people, because I do this every day. When I'm here, I do this every day. I prioritize. Normally, my overhead light would not be on. Okay. Even though it just uses 45 watts, I still would not waste that. My TV, when my TV is on, uses 100 watts when it's on. I wouldn't be watching TV if my power was low. So all of this makes you think. For instance, want to see something? Now I'm gonna show you a couple things. Every day, every 5 minutes, I'm thinking of priorities. I'm thinking of saving power. When you live off grid, you have to think about conservation at all times, no matter what's wrong with you, what's going on. It's all about what's important. For instance, look, See that air conditioned window unit right there? In the window. I got an air conditioner in that window. That's like a 15,000 BTU air condition, and it uses 900 watts on high fan, high cool. It uses 900 watts. I rarely cut that on. You want to know why? Because when it's burning hot in here, I open the windows. I use this fan. Here's one of the fans I use right here. And then I use little stuff like this to sit next to me, a rechargeable fan. Okay. I got one. I'm going to show you if I can get this thing back right. Okay. I got one for my puppy dog. Okay. And this will sit on the table and blow on her. And then I have one for me. Okay. So this actually takes the Ryobi rechargeable battery, or it takes the plug. You can plug it in, or rechargeable battery. You got to start thinking outside the box. Okay, it takes the rechargeable battery, so that means I can use all these Ryobi batteries with my tools and with my fans and they're universal. So I think in a universal way with everything I do, because if you don't, you going back to being proprietary with everything. No, I need this tool to function with multiple items that I need. So now I don't have to plug anything up. What I do, look, I'll even show you. Here's one of the chargers that I keep right here. And I'm going to put this battery on here, charge it up. But the way it's being charged is this whole cabin is being run off of solar. So I charge my rechargeable Ryobi batteries up from the sun. So my fans are running from the sun. And they don't take very much wattage, and both of these fans can run for at least 4 hours on these batteries, and it don't take them no time to charge back up. So that's what I'm talking about priorities. I know I'm going to get hot in this cabin. So I know I'm going to need a fan. So I prioritize how can I use the least amount of energy as possible, and at the same time trying to conserve my money too. Simple. I don't need to run a 900-watt air conditioned window unit. You open your doors like we did when we was kids, and you cut a couple of fans on, and everything is running from the sun. So that's why I'm telling y'all this stuff. TLC said I got a 3,000 milliamp camp fan, and they work great. And we have a box fan. See? So I'm hoping what I'm showing you helps. So I have an icy breeze cooler that works like an air condition and only uses 4 to 6 watts. It blows cold air and keeps food cold. You can put battery fan in front of it. Is that one of those like you got to put ice in it or water or something like that, Lewis? Uh, Pepper Wilson, what do you think of a 3,000-watt inverter, pure sine wave, with a 12-volt battery? What I don't. What do you mean? What do I think of it? The question maybe you may be missing something. Maybe we getting off at the wrong foot. It ain't about what I think. The question and the only question is, do you need it? Do you need it? Not me. The question for this whole video is your needs versus your wants. Is that something that you just want, or is that something you need? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I've saw maybe 2 or 3 different times people talking about, instead of them purchasing a plug and play solar power generator, they want to build a system. How many people want to build a system? How many people want to just build their own system? They don't want to purchase a EcoFlow or something. They just want to build their own system. Like, how many people want to build their own system? Okay, Lives. Okay. Okay. LA Watkins. Okay. Back Porch Gardener. Okay. Mr. Sweet says, I want to build for easy maintenance. Okay. Okay, Lori. Okay. Simply says, I would like both. Okay. But would you like to build your own system? Okay. Okay. It's there is there is good and bad. There is good and bad, pluses and minuses for both. If you have a solar power generator, you don't know what you're doing. If something happens, you may not even be able to open the case to get and see. And when you open it up, you don't know what you're looking at. Now, if you want to build your own unit, you'll be surprised if you want to build it from the ground up. I ain't talking about the newer stuff. If you want to build it from ground up, here's what you're going to run into. Nothing wrong with doing that. Nothing at all. Now, who was that said for easier maintenance? Mr. Sweet Time. Okay. Says for easier maintenance. I will give you that. I will give you easier maintenance if something goes wrong. I will give you that. Because don't think that you're about to try to save money. Don't think you're about to try to save money building your own system, because you won't. The only thing building your own system is going to do is you get to pick what goes in that system. That's it. You don't want it to be 300 watt. You want to plug in a whole house stove, so you got to go and purchase an inverter that can handle that load. So you can change your inverter to whatever you want it to be. You can also make how much solar power input, you can change that to whatever you want it to be. So those are some of the pluses to building your own system. One of the drawbacks to building your own system is it's all over the place. I haven't seen one neat system yet. I'm talking about from the ground up. I'm not talking about one of these wall units or nothing like that. I'm talking about from the ground up, where you got like several different relays, several different fuses, several different lines, several different bus bars, all this stuff everywhere. And then you got this thick gauge wire running all around your walls and everything like that. And here, I'm going to tell you one of the drawbacks to me, okay? Yeah, we're not talking about the yeah, we're not talking about that those kind. That's all rolled up into one because that's nothing more than just a solar power generator. So I said building from the ground up. Not one of these new age ones where you just put it to the wall and then add extra batteries and not those. Because that's all those are just solar power generators. Now, one want to hear one thing that I ran into a problem with when I built my own system. I built a couple of different systems. Had it in my garage. I had mice. I'm gonna tell you something about mice. If you don't know, mice like to chew on the cords of plastic. Like you got cords, you got electricity, you got drop cords and plugs wrapped in that, conduit, that little plastic. Mice and rats chew that. Do you know why they chew that? Do you know why rats and mice chew through wires? Has anybody ever thought about it? I did a lot of research a while back and it blew my mind. The reason why rats and mice chew through plastic wires in your car, outside in your car, in your house, in your garage, in your attic, is because um Garden Diva said because they dumb. No, the plastic, right, Angela. The wiring, the coating is made out of soy. It's a soy byproduct, so it is edible. When I learned that, I was like, what? What? No, not for their teeth. They are eating it because all the wires that's made everywhere now is soy based. So I've had this system in my garage and I saw something nibbling on one of the wires. I had it attached to this board and I saw that something had nibbled on the wire. Right, squirrels do it too, absolutely. And I disassembled it before something bad happened. Now I'm gonna tell you how I know and I have proof. On my pig pen, I have electric fence out here on my pig pen. Now I want you to listen close because this is crazy. You ain't gonna believe me. Okay. At the time I wasn't on Freedom Acres. I was at home. So when I'm at home, I have my neighbors here, plus I got security all around my land. I got cameras everywhere. So I can see every square inch of my land when I'm not here. So when I'm not here, I check my land constantly. And my security cameras go off, whether it's a bird, a squirrel. I got everything set to super sensitive. I don't care. So I noticed that my pigs were beyond the fence. They were a little farther away from the fence. And I'm trying to figure out, how did they get past the electrical fence? Because when they get shocked by the electrical fence, they back off. So I rushed here to see what's going on because I didn't want them to escape or anything. Guess what I found out? You want to know why they were able to bypass the electrical fence? Because right up there by the solar panel that helps charge the electric fence, a lizard climbed up one wire and then was reaching over to the other wire and it arced. A lizard. So by the time I got to Freedom Acres, this little crispy lizard he all he needed was some hot sauce now. Once I realized, I was trying to figure out what's going on with the fence. Why ain't it working? A lizard arced it A simple lizard just looked like it must have reached from one. It was still in the, like it was about to jump or crawl across, burned him to a crisp. So that's to show you, if you have all kind of these wires everywhere, right? With a home built unit, you gotta be careful, and you gotta make sure you try to now think you done built your home system, okay? Now all of these components, you still should put it in some kind of, I don't know, Rubbermaid tote or something where it's just not out in the open. I always see people in their off-grid cabins and they got their system on the wall or something. Every time I see it, I'm like, couldn't be me. Every time I see somebody's off-grid cabin with their whole system on the wall, and then their batteries just sitting, their battery banks just sitting on shelves and stuff like, I couldn't do it, because that one arcing little mouse that reaches across can just mess up everything. It is that simple. Just a mouse, a lizard, a roach, a palmetto bug. That's all it would take to start a fire. So, is nothing wrong with building your own system. It's just a few things that you really should be realistic about and think about. I know we like watching the people build them online. It's a lot of people that I respect here on YouTube that build their own system. I respect them. I see no use. Now, the only reason right now that I say building your own system will be a good idea is to learn it. You get to learn and you get to troubleshoot, you get to build, you get to design. That's the best part of it. Other than that, I see no use for it. Because now in 2026, man, all of these companies are building things that's so incredible. These companies today, now remember 6, 7 years ago, it wasn't all that. I mean, we thought we was doing something with Little Jackery 500. I thought I was doing something. But today, these days, man, these companies, especially like EcoFlow, man, they have surpassed but leaps and bounds of making it where, why would you even buy your own system? For the same amount of money to buy your own and build your own system, rather, you could just buy another EcoFlow and daisy chain it to the other EcoFlow. It doesn't even make any sense anymore. You need, oh, I got another one. I got another one. All you got to do is buy the lithium batteries. Buy an extra lithium battery for $100, and you can have your EcoFlow charging all them batteries, and everything that you was going to build, you don't have to, because it's built right in that EcoFlow. And then you just add as many battery banks for your storage as you want. There is really, maybe it's me, there is really truly no reason to build your own, unless again you just like doing stuff. But when you're off grid like this, I okay, let me I got one more, and trust me, I'm not pooping on building your own system. Let's get that straight. I'm just being realistic. Okay, I need you to look at something. Look, everything I have in here has to be in here. Okay? All of my space has to be taken up with the things. I know it look junky, but everything I have in here is a priority, pretty much. Okay? Now, where is that system going? I want you to look now, okay? Here's my EcoFlow system sitting, that's 1 foot wide, 1.5 feet deep, and 2.5 feet tall. This is thinner than my kitchen cabinet. So right now we looking at almost 10,000 watt hours. Right there, just up and down, taking up no space. Do you think you could do that with a home built system? Now remember, the part that you're leaving out on building your own system, where are your batteries going? Where are your batteries going? Where are all these wires going? Where are all your fuses going? Because please don't hook up no home system without no fuses. You just begging for a fire. Where are all these bus bars going? Where's all of this equipment? Where's your inverter going? Where's your charge controller going? All of this stuff is important, and it takes up a lot of space. And remember, a lot of times the smaller this unit is, the less you can do with it. So it takes up a lot of space. Now, I want you to think about something. I'm going to show you again. Okay. This is almost 10,000 watt hours that we're looking at right here. Okay. The equivalent of lithium batteries for this, I would need 10 batteries. Meaning, imagine your car battery in your car. I would need to set 10 of them down on the floor. 10 of them. Now, that's not even space taken up by the system itself. Let me see. Let me see. Can you name what you have over there again? That is the EcoFlow Delta Pro 3 and the EcoFlow Delta 2 Max. Says not with the 48 system, you would need 2 batteries. Okay. So okay, you would need two batteries with a 48-volt system. Right. Now where's all that other stuff going that can handle the 48 volts? The whole system that you built still not taking up less space. Because even though you won't need that many batteries with a 48-volt system, you still got all of those components that's taking up more space than that ever will. So, I'm just being realistic because I live this. I live this. Can you please explain 10,000 watt hours? Does that mean it will run for 10,000 hours? No, no, no. Okay. I'm going to use this word. Stick with me. Okay. I'm going to try to break this, make it simple as possible. Watt hours is your gas tank. That's your fuel tank. Okay. Hey, Bouger is in the house. Okay. Listen, forget all the scientific mumbo jumbo. Watt hours is how much fuel you have in the tank. Just let's think about your car. Think about your car. Watt hours is your gas tank. How much fuel do you have in the tank? So if you have a 30-gallon tank, you can put 30 gallons of gas in it, right? Okay. Watt hours is your fuel tank, meaning how much sunlight and energy can be stored in this battery. Okay? That's what that means. So if I say I have 10,000 watt hours, listen, 10,000 watt hours, that means I have 10,000 watt hours of storage. If I'm running, let's say my refrigerator, let's go back to the air conditioning, and the air condition is using 1,000 watts. See, watts and watt hours is different. If my air condition is burning 1,000 watts, means I can run that for 10 hours because 10 times 1,000 is 10,000. Did you catch that? Watt hours, write it down. Watt hours is your gas tank. That's it. It's your storage. The sunlight is the fuel. It's that simple. And the watts is how much fuel you're burning, meaning your air conditioning, your fan, your refrigerator, your watts is how much fuel you're using. And it's simple. All you have to do is if my air condition uses 1,000 watts, how long can I use my air condition? If my watt hours are 10,000 and that's taking 1,000, I got 10 hours. It's literally as the reason I always break it down like that is because everybody, they make it so complicated. And I'm not saying that, put it like this. I'm not going to say they make it complicated because they don't. What we need to realize is this. When you're watching somebody that does solar and only energy and all they talk about is energy and power, they have surpassed up into a realm that a beginner is not going to get what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They're very knowledgeable, and I'm not going to go out saying all their names and everything, but they're very knowledgeable and they do know what they're talking about and everything they're saying, but it all sounds like mumbo jumbo when you're listening to it and you don't know what you're listening to, right? They are knowledgeable and they know what they're talking about, but they're in college with theirs. Okay, we in kindergarten, we in grade school. That's why we talking at grade school level. You can't have grade school knowledge and just shoot up to the big leagues. That's why I always bring it back here. I know what they're talking about. I want to keep it right here so people can understand. What I'm gonna tell you this. Those YouTubers that's talking on that level up there, they're not talking to you. They're talking to people that's already up there that's trying to get the most efficient system for the least amount of money, bringing in the most amount of solar and pushing out the most amount of watts. You understand? They're on a level, they're talking about something completely off off the map. We need to talk about stuff down here to get you to understand it. Okay? It's simple. Let me see. Let me see. Mr. Sweet Time says it's on everything electrical. It's a daily thing we see and just flat out ignore. Absolutely. And that right there is the reason why I'm in here so late tonight. and hoping that we can catch on, because I get these questions like, what do I need if I got like a 2-car garage? What kind of solar do I need if I got like a 3-bedroom house? Uh, I get this all the time, I got 3-bedroom house and I got 2 kids, 15 and 16. And my husband is a truck driver, he in and out. So what kind of solar should I get? None of that got nothing to do with nothing. You know, it's like when they ask me this, is like they're trying to talk to a caterer and give you, how many people gonna be showing up to the wedding. It don't work that way. Uh, hey, Day, don't mention that dude in here, bro. Don't mention that cat in here, please. Not him, man. Okay, okay. OCD is chicken here. What y'all doing up so late? Everybody up late. Y'all know we all need to be in the bed resting our backs. Okay. So everybody should make a list. Hey, Missy Hawk. So every solar video you did, I took notes so I could learn. Still have some of my notes to this day. Thanks for making it easy and understand. Thank you so much. I try so hard because it's listen, I'm gonna tell you this. On this level, oh, hey Dave, you good, man. You good. It's just some weird stuff happened with I just don't want to, I don't know. Years ago, I just like I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I don't know what was going on. You know. So that's just yeah, man. That's just YouTube garbage. I just you know how YouTube is, man. 1 minute everybody down with you, the next minute, man, they kick you dead in the nuts. I just, but that's neither here nor there. That ain't what we're here for. Okay. So yeah, yeah. If you get into this, it gets really easy. You're gonna find out what do you need. Write it, everybody. Write your list, and we're gonna do another video. How about that? Let's do another video sometime this weekend because I want to hear your list of the priority things that you think that you need electricity for. Okay, if you can do that for me. Thank you, spiritual shift. Thank you. Dave Busby said, I'm clued. Man, it's neither here nor there. We can leave that alone. It's neither here nor there. No bad blood, just leave that alone. Um, Liv said, yeah, lad, I was asking about the classes earlier, not the camping. You mentioned paid sessions where you were going to go into more detail. Yeah, I like I said, I only do that with the camp club. I don't do that on YouTube. I don't do it on YouTube because nobody takes any of that stuff seriously. When I'm trying to talk and you got other people talking about something completely different, and then you got other people, got trolls, then you got AI and bots, and I can't focus. And people keep saying, hey, it's a troll in the room, it's a troll in the room, like I can't see the troll. And then everybody is looking for the troll and they're not listening. So the best way that I can function and get real knowledge across. Is we social media. Can you please stop speaking in caps, Joe? Please stop doing that for me, please, 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 man. Please stop doing it. See what I'm saying? And then things get a little weird. So I made a private club because those people, when they come in, we're here to learn. Ain't nobody here playing around, messing around, blah blah blah. When it's serious, okay, let's put it like this. You ain't heard me say too many jokes tonight. The reason why I'm not joking around tonight is because, man, it's serious. What we're going through right now, what made, look, I done told y'all I'm soaking my feet. My feet been in this water for about 2 hours. It done got ice cold on me. But I felt the importance that I need to let people know how serious this is. Well, I said, look, I'm getting a lot of questions because people are getting to the point of they really, really are concerned about if the grid goes down. Okay. And to be totally honest with you, without talking about politics or anything, I don't want to get into that. Okay. But to be honest with you, hey, I'm trying to do this without going there. If you ask me, and this is my opinion, we are at a red alert. If you ask me, okay, we are at a red alert, but everybody is acting like nothing is wrong. I don't get it. No, you think about this. The reason why you haven't heard about red alert level threats to the people is because they've gotten rid of that. We're sitting around waiting for to be on high alert, but the powers that be don't want you to know that they've screwed up so bad that you better watch your own tailbone. That's the truth. If they issue a heightened red alert, what that does is signal to the people that we are in trouble. They don't want you to feel like you're in trouble. They want you to keep saying, that's why they keep telling you everything is okay, everybody is safe, everything is good. Not think about this. Not one single person has warned the people about higher costs, inflation, preparation. Nobody has told us anything like that, have they? No. We keep hearing they got it under control. Everything is okay. Everything is all right. Look that way. Go back to doing what you was doing. We got it. We got it going on over here. Don't worry. We taking care of everything. Nobody is talking. The people that should be talking about higher prices, higher fuel costs, higher inflation, affordability. The people that should be talking about it aren't. The people that should be talking about it are telling you to look that way. Everything is okay over here. Don't ask too many questions because every time somebody asks them a serious, point blank, flat out question, for some reason they change the subject and start talking about something completely different. The questions that affect the people are never answered. So the reason why I'm telling you how serious this is to everybody, not me. Oh, let me tell you something. It don't matter who you voted for. It don't matter who you voted for right now, because guess what? Your lights is the same lights that's connected to my house. The electricity going to your house, say you voted for them and I voted for them. Uh yeah, don't I'm gonna take that down. Uh what's the name made all that bad. But the same electricity going to the people that voted for them, coming the electricity go to their house, is the same electricity go to my house and I voted for them. The other ones. So it don't matter who you voted for. When the lights go out, whether you blue or red, your lights going out. So good Gardner in the house. What's going on, brother? So that's why I'm trying to focus on this and get everybody up to speed, because for instance, I just told everybody the other day that you really, really should try to invest in some sort of electric vehicle, like a bike. I'm not going to go into cars because I don't own an electric car. I don't know much about them. But an electric bike, I think every household needs one. I think honestly, true story. I think right now an electric bike is as important as the lawnmower in your garage. If you own a lawnmower, you should own an electric bike. Everybody should have an electric bike in their house. I'm just saying. Until you've ridden one and really understood it, you won't get it. Everybody uses don't those bike batteries catch fire? What don't catch fire though? And have you noticed how often do you see a news report where a bicycle done caught on fire? It's no more often than you see a house fire. Uh Gardening divas, you said you can't ride a bike. You don't need to know how to ride a bike. They got three-wheel bikes. You don't need to know nothing about it. Listen, all you need to do is put your hands on the handlebars and just pull the trigger and go. You don't got to pedal if you don't want to. You just put your little feet up, turn the throttle, and go. On a three-wheel bike, so you ain't going to fall down, you know? You don't got to worry about you can't find the brake to stop. No. Can you charge e-bike with solar? Absolutely. That's the only way I charge my e-bikes. Absolutely. Let's see. Is growing longer life says is a EcoFlow Delta 3 Plus 1024 watt hour with solar with 110-watt solar panels a good investment, better than nothing. Again, um it depends on what you need. You got to write that list and see what your energy needs is. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you. If you want a universal, about to come back to you, Calvin. Give me 2 secs. If you want a universal answer to what you should be starting with, I wouldn't start with anything less than 2,000 watt hours. Okay? I would go with like a EcoFlow Delta Max 2 or EcoFlow Delta Max 3. The reason why I would do that is because that's 2,048 watt hours, and then you can turn around and add the extra battery, another 8,048 watt hours and add another battery when you get some more money. And then you be sitting on over 6,000 watt hours. So you can build that as you go. You know, your money right now, you just want to get that first initial EcoFlow Delta Max 3 or Delta Max 2, right? And then when you get a little bit more money, add the extra battery to it. You don't even have to buy another solar power generator. Add an extra battery to it. Then add one more. Then you're dealing with over 6,000 watt hours. So to me, 1,000 watt hours, it's good and it's better than nothing. But once you start seeing how much energy that you really use, how much power you really use, you're going to start feeling like, if I had one more 1,000 watt hours, I would be doing something. And I don't want to confuse you because you could get that EcoFlow Delta 3 Plus and then go buy a lithium battery that only costs you about $100 and expand it. I don't want to get too crazy, but now don't okay. I'm I don't like doing this, but I am. I'm considering EcoFlow versus oops. Do not purchase Opus. That's all I got. That's all I'm saying about it. Don't. If you purchase an Opus, you're going to find out you've made a very big mistake. I am King says a microwave needs 1,599 watts just to turn on. That's right. 1,000 watt inverter. 1,000 watt inverter will not cut that microwave on. Let me make sure I answered that right. Right. No, 1,000 watt inverter will not work. And let me get back up here to So Good Gardner. You asked me a question. Where did you go, brother? Okay, you said what's the range on my e-bike? Um, I don't know, brother. I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen, So Good Gardner, when you ask what's the range on any of my e-bikes, I don't know. You want to know why I don't know? Is because I've read them so far, I've ridden them so far, and I've never ran out of battery power. And I was on that three-wheel bike, and I was literally out, and I did a live stream. I was on that e-bike literally from sun up to dark. And when I got back home, I still had a quarter of a battery, and I literally was riding it all day around the entire city. So when they tell you it has like a 50-mile range or an 80-mile range or something like that, I'm going to say, depending on your size, your weight, and all of that, and if you got a lot of hills and valleys where you live, that all changes everything. I got a lot of hills and valleys where I ride my bikes at, and I'm a big guy, man. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe. Look, I'm not even affiliated with that one company with three wheelers. Um, but golly, that's my favorite, all time favorite, one of them anyway. Thank you, Christy. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Journey says, "Do you feel that way about Petron too?" No, I listen. Petron is respectable. I haven't tested any of their new equipment. I'm going to say this. I like Petcron, but the units that they gave me when they first started up, I didn't show them to the public because I thought they were not. It just took too much to plug them in. It took too much to connect the solar. It took too much to do everything. And then you got to keep all of these pieces and parts or it won't work. So the unit itself is a diehard. And the Petcron stuff that they got today, they really up from what I see. Okay, I can't speak on it because I don't own anything new from Petcron. But all the people that I watch with new Petcron stuff, and I'm talking about some of the stand-up guys that I respect, that I know. Okay, I believe them. Okay, I would try Petcron, a newer Petcron today. I would. The older models, absolutely not. I wouldn't advise anybody get them. But the newer ones, yeah. Let me see. What brand is your best three-wheeler? Add Motor. ADDMOTOR. Add Motor. It's the long stretch one. Let me see. How you doing, Bayou Girl? Martha says if there is an EMF event, will the solar energy systems work? I don't know what an EMF is. No, I don't know. I can't say. Uh, Journey says I had to get a Petcron 2000 because of the price point. Like I said, good product. It's just difficult trying to plug the doggone thing up to anything. And the other thing, if you leave it on and it's not doing anything, it'll drain the battery really fast. I didn't like that. VB says, good question. I was watching a review on Petcron today, but I think I just go ahead and stick with the EcoFlow. Yeah, like I'm just I'm just saying. I don't got no bad blood with Petcron at all. I just thought their startup older models was a no. Solid, but it's too cumbersome. Uh, I know I was just messing around. Electromagnetic pulse. I don't know, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Okay, when it comes to EMP, we don't know what the power of an EMP will be like. We don't know. We only know what we've been told. How many people have lived through an EMP? Anybody? When has anybody been attacked with an EMP? When has it happened to somebody? Because it's a lot of talk about that all the time. And everybody has an opinion on it. And everybody says what's going to happen and what you need to do and what will protect it from this. And I always say this, how do you know? If we get hit with an electromagnetic pulse, how do you know wrapping tinfoil around your cell phone is going to work? Besides something that somebody just up and said and made you believe. That's why when people talk about EMPs, I be like, switch the subject, right? Switch the subject. Because you don't know. Nobody. It has happened to nobody. That, for instance, they talk about if a meteor gets too close to the earth, it could send us in a whirlspin and have waves rise 50 stories above the. We don't know. We don't know. We think that's what happened to the dinosaurs. Let's see how that happened. What we think. I don't prepare for no. I don't prepare for no nonsense. You listen to me. I'm not saying don't take that into account, okay? But what I'm saying is I'm preparing for the things I know. And again, like I always say, frankly, we shouldn't need none of this stuff if you get your skill sets up. But people think that's too hard. If you don't have skill, you may be in some trouble anyway. So I don't prepare for EMPs at all. I really don't. I prepare my skill sets for such a situation. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on off of here because I got to get my feet out. I done told y'all coming in the room trying to soak these dogs, son. uh, I've been wearing Crocs and no socks. You know how that'll make your feet stink. So it's like let me get myself together. Um. Uh. So okay. All right, Boujay said, yes, get them skill sets up. Get your skills up. You know? So we're going to do this again, but I'm going to ask everybody, can you please write down a list of everything in your house that's electrical, that's a priority to you and your family? A priority. I don't want to hear nothing about your son's Power Wheel car and priority, life or death. Okay, go look around your house. If you want to practice for real, if you really, really want to practice and find out exactly what you need, go in your garage or go in your closet and cut the main power switch off in your fuse box. Cut off the main power switch and leave it off for no less than 24 hours. You're going to learn real quick what y'all need to prioritize on. You need your refrigerator, you need your freezer, you need your deep freezer in the garage, however many you got. You may need your box fans, how much power, and then once you write all this stuff down, what you need to do next is take your refrigerator, listen to me now, take your refrigerator and pull it out away from the wall and look on that sticker in the back on your refrigerator, and it's going to tell you how many watts it uses to operate. Now I want you to take your fan and look at the little label that's on your fan, and it's going to tell you how many watts it takes on high to operate. And I want you to write this stuff down. How many watts it take for your refrigerator? How many do it take for your fan? How many watts does your air condition use? And how many watts does your lamp use? And when you do that, I want you to add all of that up. And when you you're going to end up, God, all of that takes 5,000 watts. So we be burning 5,000 watts constantly. Now, I want you to look on the back of your television set and look at the little label and you're going to find out how many watts it takes for your TV to run while your TV is on with your volume on high. It's going to say this TV set uses 100 watts at factory settings. This TV I have on the wall uses 100 watts with the volume all the way up at factory settings. Okay? So everything you use in your house, you need to pay attention to. It takes, like somebody said earlier, your microwave uses around 1,600 watts to heat up that ham sandwich. You got to start, like, is it that important? You start adding all them watts up, and that's going to start to tell you exactly what kind of solar power generator that you and your family should be shooting for. If we constantly use no less than 5,000 watts on an average day, running the fan, air conditioning, refrigerator, the freezers, you pulling 5,000 watts. So now you need something that's going to be 5,000 watt hours or better. It's a no-brainer. You won't need me. Your equipment is gonna your son or your daughter or your game console. You'll be surprised how much energy a game console uses. If you sitting there playing Xbox or something, that's using juice. You're using energy from that Xbox is burning. Listen. Here's a key. I want to get off, but this is good. Here's one key that I use. Everything that gets hot uses a lot of energy. If you ever, let me see. Okay, if I leave this fan on, right? If I leave this fan on, after a while, if you touch this battery, it's kind of lukewarm, right? The battery is warm. It's just lukewarm. That's not bad. If you touch your refrigerator, the back of your refrigerator, you'll burn your hand, won't you? Have you ever touched the sides of your refrigerator, just held your hand up there by the compressor? Or down at the bottom by the compressor? Have you ever done that? Or put your hand on the back by them little grates, them grills? That refrigerator is scalding hot. That's why they tell you to dust that thing off all the time, because your refrigerator causes fire. That's right. I am king. An air fryer uses about 1,600 watts too. Absolutely, and that's for a little rinky dink one. Everything that gets hot uses a lot of power. Coffee maker definitely uses. You must got a little coffee maker, because mine uses 1,200 watts for a coffee maker. A hot plate uses anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 watts. I don't use electricity to cook ever. Listen, ever. I never use electricity to cook. It's a waste of power. I only either use wood or propane. I don't use electricity to do anything when it comes to cooking. So, I'm trying to think. See, y'all got me going. Shoot. When you charge your cell phone, if you charge your cell phone straight from a USB-C to your cell phone, say you got an Apple, my Apple phone uses about 30 to 45 watts while it's charging. Let me see. My Renaissance grandma say that's what I do when I go camping. I total up all the wattage to determine what to take. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I got a bunch of those DC refrigerators. They don't use no watts. You got a refrigerator full of food and it's only using like 35 watts. Beautiful. I am King, so I use gas and a pellet grill. Oh, hey, get this. Y'all want to hear something dope? You want to hear something real dope? Really? I have a Vivor pellet grill. You know how many watts it take to cook on a pellet grill on high? It takes 35 watts to cook. Or I have a pellet grill, the smoker, it only uses 35 watts. Now, when it's first cranking up, it'll be using something like 400, 300 watts. But then when it get at temperature, it only uses 35 watts. I cooked a whole rack of ribs all day, and it was just using 35 watts. I was only using a 1,000 watt. I was using the EcoFlow Delta 3 Plus, and it lasted all day. I still had power left over to cook something else. So absolutely, you are right. A pellet grill is very, very, very efficient to cook on. Right, right. Okay. So Blue Indigo said it's scary how dependent we are on electricity. Absolutely. It's scary to see how much we depend on fossil fuels. Our country, I ain't gonna talk about politics, but our country is in turmoil right now, all because of fossil fuels and electricity. How sad, huh? Yeah, I seen that too, Urban Backyard Homesteading. I saw that too. Mustache. You know, Lewis Smith, you said a kilowatt meter will let you know how many watts anything in the house is using. You know what? Back in the day, that kilowatt meter was everything. You don't really need it anymore because your solar power generator is going to tell you how much watts it's taking. When you plug that refrigerator into your solar power generator, it's going to tell you. It's going to read out on the screen that this refrigerator is using 300 watts. That remember that was before they really start giving you the wattage and the readout on the screens of the solar power generator. It just said it was probably charging or not charging. Now everything is going to read out right there on the screen. TLC said, living back in this house, I have learned not to be as dependent on electricity. Most of the rooms have only one plug. It's a 97-year-old house. Woo, woo, woo. I remember those days. So, what's the best solar generator to get? You have how Sandra? How long have you been in the chat, Sandra? You said TLC, but it's paid for. Right, I am king, and now you can see everything through the app on your phone. Absolutely. Okay, Sandra said you've been in the chat for 15 minutes. Okay, you may want to go back and rewatch because I tell you exact. This whole video was about exactly answering that question for you. Okay. And trust me, it goes in depth. You may want to pay attention to it instead of me just blurting something out to you. Because you want to know the reason why you're buying what you're buying. Not because you're buying something off my opinion. Okay, I wouldn't do that to you. Okay. All right, y'all. It's late. Shoot, it's 11:30. I hope. Let me first. I appreciate everybody coming in here. Thank you for being in here so late, and I hope I answered a lot of questions that everybody kept getting coming to me with, because I really want to help you. I really, really want to help you, because I'm telling you, want to know why I'm so passionate about helping you with this kind of conservation? It's because I get a chance to live it in real time. I literally get a chance. This ain't just play for me. This is my life. And I'm sharing my experience, and I put myself through hell sometime just so I can tell you what works and does not work. And being out here off grid, you don't think you're watching me right now, right? You wouldn't know I'm off grid. You see my lights are on. I got water on my feet, water in the sink going, you know, fans going. You wouldn't think that I'm off grid. This house ain't connected to anything. So I get a chance to experiment with all of this stuff and how to live and make this efficient to live like this, right? And then I tell you about it. So, and hoping that I could save you a little money and a little time, a little headache and heartache too, because family, we are in a lot of we are in so much trouble. Oh my goodness, we in trouble. All I can say is I was in a store today. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm about to get off. But all I'm saying is, Lord, I was in a store today and I couldn't do nothing but shake my head. Like, it's happening. Listen to me. Listen to me. It is happening. And you cannot deny the downfall. When you go in these stores, pay close attention. Look how they took one brand of bread and spread it halfway through the aisle. They just took this one brand and just put it halfway. Ain't no other brands of bread. Ain't no other brands of this, brands of that. You can't find anything. And they're just trying to make the aisles filled up. So they just keep using the same brand that they got a lot of and just fill the whole aisle with this one thing. And that's telling me the supplies are running out. I had to get that off my chest. Woo. So everybody be safe. Stay sane. Pay attention and you will see this ain't no fear tactic. Go look for yourself. Go look for yourself and pay attention. Look at these aisles close. Just because you see a whole aisle full of beans, it's one or two different brands. All of the variety is gone. That's what I want you to pay attention to. I don't want you to pay attention to how empty the shelves are. I want you to pay attention to the variety. Okay? You'll see, just say, for instance, Bush's baked beans, maple syrup Bush's baked beans. Okay, all the other baked beans and the other brand name baked beans is gone. And they'll just have a ton of maple flavored Bush's baked bean all the way halfway down the aisle. You go to get a can of corn, it's only Libby can of corn, sweet corn, all the way down the aisle. And it look like they're all full, which they are, but the variety is gone. You go to looking for your favorite ketchup, your favorite hot sauce, your favorite condiments, your favorite meat, whatever, it's gone. It's to a point now where you get one or two different choices, and that's it. Ain't no more trying to find your favorite item that you like to consume. That's an indication that the supply chain has been disrupted and it's not being replenished. And it's not going to be replenished no time soon. I don't want to talk about politics, doggone it. Can't help it though. I don't want to talk about politics and I ain't. But I'm just going to refer. If they can't let them ships through, that's just oil. Listen, that's just the oil, right? The supplies are coming in through some of these ships too. And the trade that we do with other countries has been shut off. I don't want to talk about politics. I just want to talk about the facts. If our trades have been cut off with other countries, where is everything coming from? I'm going to say one more factual thing. We don't produce anything anymore in this country. We don't produce anything in this country anymore. If we do produce something, let's just say automobiles, over 50%, over 50% of the things that go in an American made automobile comes from overseas. I know for a fact. I used to build them. You can't even say things like somebody said printer. No, because everything in that printer does not come from America. Everything in every product that we make, something comes from somewhere else. Let's just say that your printers are made in America, right? You said printers. The printer itself, I'm giving you a slam dunk here too, okay? An alley oop. The printer may come from and be made in America, but the ink is coming from overseas. It's always something, it's always some sort of marriage that throws us into a tailspin. So, what we have here now in America is what we're about to have is this: peanut butter, no jelly, bologna, no cheese, wine, no crackers. You understand what I'm saying? Cookies, no milk. Where we are now is we are going to be having half of everything because the other thing to go with it is made overseas. We're not going to get that. And we are literally about to fill it. So that's why I'm doing the best I can to show as much as I can. I've been working really hard out here on the land. And I told my wife, I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks solid because I the only way I will feel better is if I know we have somewhere to go where we don't have to depend on a bunch of knuckleheads. That's here. I don't have to depend on them out here to survive. And I need to put more work in out here than be cutting the grass at my house. I don't need to be cutting the grass making it pretty for the other neighbors to see. Look, I got some pigs out here that's pregnant. I got chickens laying eggs every day, all day. I'm collecting these eggs. Man, listen, and I'm about to bring one of my beehives out here so I can get some fresh honey going on out here in pollination. I'm about to plant all these cherry trees. I got pear trees, pecan trees, peach trees, apple trees. I got everything going, and I can't let nothing happen to it. Nothing, because anything inside that city, I need to depend on them to give me. Listen, in the city limits, I have to depend on these knuckleheads to give me water. I have in the city, I have to depend on them knuckleheads to provide me food from the grocery store, gasoline, power, water. When I'm in the city limits, I have to depend on this system that clearly is saying it don't care whether me or my family live or die. I don't want to be part of that. So I'm preparing to opt out of that. And that's why I'm out here. I'm preparing to opt out of that. Listen, I can live alongside of the another man just like anybody else can, but if I clearly see that your only intention is to hurt me or my family members or both, what am I a part of? Like what are we doing? Like you're okay. You're telling me that I'm talking about the powers to be. They're telling me how they feel about me. Why do I want to keep contributing to that? Why do I want to keep going in town and spending my money with that? If this is how you feel about us, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. The only way to make rich, powerful people take attention, pay attention, is stop giving them your money. That is the only way to make rich, powerful people pay attention to you and your needs. Stop giving them your money. They don't care about you bleeding, crying, whining, begging. They don't care. But as soon as they start missing a little money in their wallet, that's when they start turning around and asking, what's going on here? So I'm doing everything I can. I really don't. Listen to me, family. If I had it my way. Now this thing, I don't dislike people. I don't. I'm not one of them people. But if I had my way, I would move as far away from the rest of society as I possibly could. If I had the money, I would move out into the middle of a wilderness somewhere and be living on about 100 acres or more with nothing but bears and stuff around me. Not because I don't like people. It's because I don't trust people. That's sad to say, man. It's sad, but it's true. I love people. I love humanity. But I don't trust them suckers as far as I could throw them. I did say bears. Bears, cougar cats, all that. You know what, man? You know something? I, listen, I know that sound crazy, but yo, I would rather deal with bears and cougar cats than the people that's running this country. You want to know why? You want to know why I trust a bear or a cougar cat or a wolf more than I trust the people that run this country? I'm going to tell you why. Because a bear, a cougar cat, and a wolf don't lie. They don't lie, man. They don't pretend that they love you. They don't pretend that they have your best interest at heart. They don't pretend that they're your friends. A bear, a cougar cat, and a wolf show you their nature as soon as you see them. And you know what they do? I'm going to eat you. Soon as you ain't paying good enough attention or you at your weakest moment, I am going to crunch down on your shoulder blade. I promise you that. They only tell the truth. They don't lie, man. They don't be like, hey, that's my dog right there, man. I'll do anything for you. They don't do that. Vote for me. I'm going to give everybody free health care. They don't do that. So if I respect a person or a creature that's honest and stands by their truth, stand by the truth, I gotta respect that. So I would not be the dude in the woods like, hey bear, hey little guy, want a piece of salmon? Come on. Want a little piece of fish? I got some tuna. I got some sardines. Want a little sardines? I'm not that dumb dude. I'm not the kind of dude that want to take a little wolf cub in as a pet and raise it and hope that it does not devour me. I'm not that dumb dude. You gotta respect nature for what it is. And they telling you the truth. They ain't lying to you, right? So you gotta respect it. This wolf, this little baby wolf is cute right now, but it done told you. You saw what my daddy, what he looked like, right? So when I get big enough to eat you, that's my job. Listen, I'm following in my father's footsteps, and when I get as big as my daddy wolf, my job is to eat you. I don't care how cool we is, but it's not in my nature to be your pal. I'm going to do, oh my goodness, soon as you ain't looking. You turn your back because you about to give me some more kibble. Knowing good and well I'm a wolf dog. I don't eat kibble. I don't eat pedigree. I eat people. I don't eat pedigree. I don't eat that blue mountain dog bits. I eat people for fun. You understand? So as long as you respect the nature of the beast, I'm more scared of the people that run this country than I am cougar cat, cougar cat. I seen a cougar cat on a thing in Tanzania somewhere, and it just jumped over a whole brick wall that was about 12 feet tall. It jumped over a 12-foot tall brick wall and grabbed these people's Rottweiler by the neck and jumped back up a 12-foot wall over the wall with a big giant Rottweiler body in his mouth and ran away like he just had a chili dog. He ran off into the woods in Tanzania, Africa. And the people that was talking about it was just talking about it like, oh yeah, just mess around, got another one, came over the gate. Don't know I guess we're gonna have to go another 5 feet taller or something. And cougar cats climb trees for fun. There's nothing you can do. Respect the game, man. Respect the game. So for me, the animals out there in the forest, they tell you the truth. From their birth to their death, they never lie to you. They never pretended they your friend. That's our dumbasses to do stuff like that. That's us to do that dumb mess. Like, oh, this is. I call him Willie, my grizzly bear. Every person that's been on one of them late night talk shows talking about that's their pet grizzly bear, and you raised him from a little bear cub. Don't it always maul them? It maul them. It maul them. Whole. Have you ever seen a bear hand? You ever seen a bear hand? Have you ever seen one? I have. A bare hand, just a hand piece, is bigger than like my whole. I got a big ass head. A bare hand is bigger than my whole head. And then you got the claws. Oh, you want to go tempting fate like that for? If I see a bear, my job is to leave. If I see a cougar cat or handprints in the mud, my job is to retreat. Not go keep looking at the prints to try to find out where the cougar cat den is or something and where the bears be sleep at in the winter. Go that way. It's crazy, man. If I had the money, I will move far, 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 far away from everybody. And I will stay away from everybody until humanity learn how to cooperate. That's what I would do. Until humanity find out how to coexist with one another, that's the only way I would come back. Until then, they might find my skeleton on this couch in the middle of the woods or something, because I wouldn't come back. Right? So, with that being said, let me let y'all go. I done let y'all go about 3 or 4 different times. I appreciate everybody coming in here. I enjoyed you. I enjoyed you telling you what I know. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put it down. Put it down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer it. All right. Thank you all for coming by. I appreciate each and every last one of you here. Live Farm Server 3. Stay safe. Stay sane. Okay? I love you, and I'm out. Peace. All right, Bouger. All right, Bouger.